Yeah, you're still locked in. It's your feel-good breakfast show. Now, I have a question for you. Have you ever dreamt of being a photographer and capturing wildlife in Africa? Well, Michael Laubscher has been chasing sunsets across the continent and considers himself a hunter of natural light and candid moments. Now, he recently traveled to Kenya and he joins us via video call to share his wonderful experience and why we should also explore safaris in Africa. Michael, how are you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning. I'm very well, thanks. And how are you?
Oh, so good. And even better now that I get to chat to you, man. And I want to hear all about your epic adventures. And I know you recently visited the Masai Mara National Reserve, which is based in Kenya. And I know it's a bucket list adventure, but what was that experience like for you?
The Masai Mara is definitely a must tick off bucket list adventure. And I mean, every safari into the Masai Mara is a magical one, including the one I'd just been on. And seeing that this is a reserve that's been labeled the best game reserve in the world due to the fact that the teeming wildlife can be seen everywhere throughout the year, regardless of the season, just really makes it a magical and incredible destination to visit from an experience point of view.
And I've got to ask you specifically, though, what was the reason for you choosing to go there?
Well, the company I work for, Wild Eye Destinations, we own a camp in the Masai Mara, so it is a destination that is very dear to all of our hearts. But the reason why I'd hosted this particular safari earlier this year is that the guest that I was hosting was already in Kenya, so it was pretty much an obvious choice, and it's a destination that will just never let you down.
Now, Michael, I know everybody's obviously going to be super keen to get involved in this and are going to be packing their bags. So when it comes to gear, which is obviously very important, and especially for a beginner, what sort of camera and camera lenses would you suggest in order for us to really truly capture the magic wildlife during a safari experience?
Now, this is a very difficult question to answer, and seeing that it's probably one of the most common questions that I get asked, it still remains one of the most difficult ones to answer, because it purely comes down to your budget, because I always revert back to saying that the best camera to have is the one you have with you. But looking at the Masai Mara as a whole, and if you're focusing on a safari in the Masai Mara, for the most part, the animals can be quite far away from the vehicle and from the road. So I would recommend larger focal lengths, and not to expand on this topic too much, but anywhere from at least a 400 millimeter or longer, going 500, 600, 700 millimeters. And then, yeah, your camera body, again, just comes down to budget and what you're trying to achieve. Are you just trying to achieve a few photographs and take one or two snippets from your adventure out in the field? Or are you venturing more towards the avid semi-professional photographer side of things? Because then there's two different ranges of gear that you want to look at. But yeah, there's a whole massive variety of gear and camera bodies and brands and models that you can choose from. So it's almost an impossible question to answer. It comes down to what you want to achieve.
Well, I'm Zanzi. We're chatting to Mike Laubscher, of course, and we're going to be diving in a little bit deeper as to the reasons as to why we definitely have to keep traveling to all those African hotspots and wildlife destinations.